This is the most train wreck, negligent, disturbing video of a shark dive that I have ever seen. The most irresponsible practices, just swimming away, flailing around, and the guide having no idea what to actually do to maintain a safe dive. This post is such a tragedy for sharks and shark diving all over the world, and just the way that all of this is handled just is like insane to me. And even leading up to the shark trying to bite people and at the end actually biting this woman. So I'm going to explain everything that they did wrong in this video. First of all, from the very beginning of the dive, it's apparent that the guests were never actually briefed to look around and pay attention to the shark, as this woman is just completely turned around and not looking at the shark approaching her from behind, which actually bites the bottom of her scuba tank. And this flailing around, just running away from the sharks approaching, is the absolute worst thing to do. And it's clear that the guests, they don't know this information. They weren't briefed by their guide. And if they were briefed by their guide, there's no steps taken by the guide throughout the entire video to stop this from happening. The guide is actually scared of the shark. The guide is actually moving and jolting his hand away as the shark is needing to be redirected, which is obviously not good. If the guide is scared, then how is he supposed to keep the client safe? This shows a complete lack of responsibility as the guide and just no knowledge of shark behavior. I have guided people in the water with sharks for a very long time. It's been over 5 years now, and have worked specifically with sharks for over 7 years. And there have been many times where I have been in the water and there's something intense happening with a shark, and what do? You have to put yourself between the shark and your guests, because that is your job. You are there to maintain safety of these people and to keep them protected during the dive and understand what is happening with the sharks and their behavior. Even if it is scary, that is your job and your responsibility. And while this entire interaction is happening, the guide is holding a marlin head in his hand. So of course the shark is wondering where the fish is. It's coming up to everybody trying to figure it out because it's just hanging in the water column, floating around. The guide is moving around the whole time. So it makes it really difficult for the shark to figure out where that source is, and that's why it's coming up with all of these curiosity bumps and bites. The shark is just bumping into everybody trying to find the fish. And at this point, the guide drops the marlin head down to the sand, maybe realizing it's not a great idea. While that tiger shark is coming up and actually snapping basically onto the torso of this person, just barely missing, what is the guide doing? Giving an okay signal. Everything's okay. Everything is not okay. The shark is charging people, confused, trying to figure out where the food source is that you were holding in your hand, and actually snapping and trying to bite people, trying to find that food source. And then the worst part of all, the tiger finally actually latching on and biting someone at the end of this video. Unfortunately, this woman was harmed because of the lack of experience and understanding from their guide. And on top of that, who is going to be blamed for the situation? The shark is going to be blamed. They're going to be like, oh, this agitated shark, it was swimming around trying to bite people. Like, sharks are monsters. They just want to go up and eat everything. When this entire situation could have been avoided from the beginning, just by having an understanding of the shark's behavior and understanding of how to control the situation. And unfortunately, the caption on this video was actually saying, the guide said that the tiger shark is a shy shark, but the baby is actually a playful shark. That is translated, so there's obviously some loss in translation. But even the gist of what that is saying is completely unaware of how dangerous this entire situation was. And somebody literally got bit on the dive. A lot of people are coming and saying that, oh, shark diving, this is why shark diving is dangerous. This is why we shouldn't feed sharks because they just go around biting people. But the fact is, shark diving is a great tool for sharks, for people, for just connecting with wildlife. But you need to go with people that are experienced and understand the shark's behavior. When you are looking to go shark diving, look at reviews, look at the company. How long have they been running? How many years have they been doing this? Try to contact local people, see what their recommendations are. Operators who have been running for a long time understand these animals and understand the safer practices. And they care about the sharks and they care about your safety. They don't want things like this happening. Who wants to go on a shark dive and say that, oh, my last dive, someone got bit? Would you go skydiving with a company that had no reviews, no background, nothing that you could look up as past experiences from other people? I doubt it, because you want to make sure that your safety is ensured, and the same thing goes for any other type of diving, especially shark diving. I really hope this information helps you guys and helps you make a more educated decision if you are going to go shark diving anywhere in the world, and helps you pick responsible operators that aren't going to be doing things like this and actually putting your safety and life at risk.